Hey, what's up? RedBeard here, and I want to talk about The Last of Us Remastered. Now, if you never got the opportunity to play this game on the PlayStation 3, that sucks because the game is awesome, and it's probably the best game on the PlayStation 3, at least as far as my money's concerned. And if you never got the opportunity, you're in luck because it's back out for the PlayStation 4 as The Last of Us Remastered. Now, Naughty Dog went in, and they didn't just bump up all the graphics and make it 1080 and 60 frames per second. This game already looked beautiful on the PlayStation 3. I didn't know how they were going to be able to make it look any better, but they did. And it's so crisp, and the visual fidelity of the game really is so incredibly immersive. You're really starting to see what these new gen consoles can actually do. That's something that I found with a lot of the games that are out, is they're out for the PlayStation 4, but they're also out on the PlayStation 3 or on the Xbox One, and they're out on the Xbox 360 as well. And they're not quite there. They're not quite to the level of what we expect to see from a new gen system. But with The Last of Us Remastered, it absolutely is just pristine. It's perfect. And not to mention, the game is amazing. They packed in all of the DLC, including the Left Behind DLC, as well as all of the multiplayer maps and the things that they added after the Last of Us on the PlayStation 3 came out. Now, if you're not familiar with it, it's a very unique kind of spin on the classic zombie post-apocalyptic survival story, where everyone who is infected, it's kind of a fungal outbreak. So it's not that they're dead and they're just attacking people. It's kind of an affliction of their mind. It's an affliction of their body. It's this fungal kind of growth that bursts forth from their head. And there are kind of different elements of enemies, like clickers, who kind of click and use sonic kind of back and forth hearing, much like a dolphin, except not a dolphin, because they're horrifying and scary. The game is just absolutely, hands down, beautiful. It's a great story. Within the first 15 minutes, and I'm not going to give anything away if you haven't played it, but you're immediately sucked in. You're like, oh man, like that is a captivating beginning. And it's really fun gameplay too. What's really cool is the instruction manual is kind of baked in the game. As a lot of games are doing that now, they don't really pack in with a little instruction booklet. It's just in the menu. And what I really love about The Last of Us is one of the instructions in the game is to run away. Like, that is a technique. It's not that, like, oh, if you're overwhelmed, you know, you can. It's what the game recommends you do. And on more than one occasion, I've done that. This is the third time I'm playing it. I've played it twice on the PlayStation 3, and I'm loving it just as much now as I did then. It's a very linear experience, which a lot of games kind of don't do. Like, for a long time, it was just all about open world and sandbox exploration, but there's something to be said about a really, really good linear story that takes you through as the player to let you experience this world and this story. And Naughty Dog and the team there, they've done such a good job of creating that story. And what I love about The Last of Us so much is that it tells a story using a video game as a medium. So many times video game developers or publishers, they want to explain, like, oh, you know, it's like a movie. It's just as good as a movie. But it shouldn't have to be. It's a video game. Like, video games work differently because you're interacting with the environment, you're interacting with the characters, and it does an excellent job of telling a story as a video game. I could rant and rave about The Last of Us all day long because it is personally my very favorite game, and I had no problem spending the $50 to pick it up again. Another cool little add-on for The Last of Us is Brady Games made an official The Last of Us map app. And what's really cool is if you're a completionist and you want to collect all the little things, they have little Firefly pendants, as well as you can pick up journals and stuff like that throughout the world. You can download the Last of Us official map app by Brady Games. As of right now, it's only on iOS and it's only $3, but it's really cool because it's got a map of all the different levels in the game, and you can just kind of select it and you can mark off things as you go. And it's much handier than having to necessarily have an entire book next to you. So if you never got the opportunity to play The Last of Us on the PS3, or you did and you want to revisit the world again, do yourself a favor and go pick it up. It is hands down my favorite game. 10 out of 10. If I could give it a higher score, I would. But, you know, scores are just proprietary, and I just made them up anyway. So what the hell? It's like 12 out of 10. It's that good. It is really fantastic. Make sure you pick up The Last of Us Remastered. You will not be disappointed. And, now that it's out on the PlayStation 4, I know, I'm excited too. It is... Oh, well, he's gone.